What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course. We're doing a disc review comparison again. This time I have some discs that I really love to throw. We've got some Eagles. I have a couple of different types, so they're all star. I only ever throw star Eagles because the champion ones tend to be a little bit more domey and a little bit less reliable, believe it or not. So we have this pink with the orange rim is the most overstable one that I brought out. We have this Barsby Eagle, which is kind of a straightish eagle. Probably has the most amount of dome out of any of these. We have another Barsby. This one's much flatter. And then we have the Weeping Eagle. And the disc that we are comparing / reviewing today is made popular, made famous by somebody who is probably the most famous person currently to throw an eagle, to famously throw eagles, and that is Calvin Heimberg. Today we are testing out the Vela Millennium discs, 7.4 -1.5 2 instead of the -1.3 of the eagle. It's supposed to be like a straightish, almost flippy eagle, but it's in essentially champion plastic, and this one is very flat. We'll see some comparisons once I set the tripod down, but we're testing Calvin Heimberg Vela, and this disc, if it's good enough, is going directly into my bag. So out of these, the two domiest ones are this Barsby Eagle and the Weeping Eagle. Kind of similar. The Barsby looks like it has just a touch more dome, so we'll say that the Barsby is domier. Yeah, just because right here-ish, it has a little bit of where it goes up a tiny bit more, and this eagle is just more consistent all the way up to where it stops its dome, which is about here on the disc. So a little bit domier. This is the flippiest one though, because it's definitely the oldest. As far as flat eagles go, both of these are very similar. The Barsby Eagle might be a touch flatter, but they're pretty much identical. This one's just a little bit older, so it's a little bit straighter. And then the Vela. Wow. That looks like an eagle. That looks so much like an eagle. Oh my goodness. I'm about to love this disc. The interesting thing is though, Calvin Heimberg loves the flat eagles, and then he beats them in, and he uses the champion ones because he throws really hard. So I'm interested to see how the champion slightly straighter disc holds up to the star plastic, slightly more overstable discs. We're gonna toss the Vela first, up of the T of 12 right here, and I'll kind of get to see a gauge on how it's flying, and then we might limit our stats or our discs so we're not throwing every single one off of every T-pad, because that would get very repetitive. So Vela first. Oh, I turned it. Okay, that's got some hookup. Let's toss this one. I think this is gonna be the most similar. Yeah, fairly similar. I think the Eagle is a little bit more stable, which is fair because it's supposed to be more stable. And then let's test the domier one and see what we get. Because when you put a domey disc on anhyzer, it's going to hold that drift a lot more than a flatter disc will. So a slight anhyzer with a domey Eagle might be the same flight as a slight anhyzer with a flat top Vela. Oh, it's so nose up. Disregard that. That throw was terrible. So I think these two might come into play on a couple of holes, but for the most part, these are gonna stay in the bag, and we'll keep tossing those other ones. The Vela seems like it might be a go-to fairway driver here. Let's toss it some more and see how it holds up to some power. Did I say power? Should have said torque. We're gonna throw these on a forehand. It's gonna add some more torque to it. So if there are any inconsistencies or a little bit of flip-ups and stuff, probably be able to see it easier here, even if we throw less hard, just because of the torque that you get from a forehand. So we're actually gonna throw this Vela last. We're gonna go pink and then gray and then the Vela. Ooh, caught the gate. Need this a little bit higher. Started off with some hyzer, flipped up to almost flat, rode pretty straight, and then faded off, just like an eagle's supposed to do. Now let's see what happens. Now, to be fair, Champion plastic is more torque resistant than Star plastic. So it's very, very possible that these could fly very similar on a forehand, because you're gonna get more flip out of Star on a forehand just because of the torque. The Champion, it might flip up, but that's because of the disc itself. Oh. I mean, apart from the grip lock that was an absolute shank, it seemed to hold up to the torque. I didn't get to see the full flight, obviously. Let's start backhand, 2 more holes, and we might even opt in for another forehand hole. We'll see. Because of distance potential of eagles, I'm gonna throw this hole on hyzer. Might not throw on hyzer on the next hole, but backhand hyzer. Want to see what kind of a flip up I get. These 2 Barsby eagles are very, very close to the perfect stability, and the Vela seems like it might be the perfect stability. Let's see if we can get them to flip up and just ride so far so straight. In the rotating T order, gray, and then Vela, and then the pink. There's that eagle flight. Little flip up, but it's not gonna flip up and ride on you. It's gonna flip up to mostly straight, mostly flat. Oh, yes. That disc got too flat. That's flipped up. I threw it about the same. It flipped all the way up to flat, rode flat for a pretty significant portion of its flight before a gentle fade. As long as I don't lose it on 18, definitely going in my bag. Eagle's going in my bag. Vela also going back in the bag. Well, Vela is going in the bag. Eagle is going back in the bag because I carry a flippy eagle, a stable eagle, and a straight eagle. And I think that I'm gonna have to keep playing some rounds with the Barsby eagles to get them to be the straight eagles, because they're not quite there yet. So I need a little bit more seasoning in. The Vela is Champion plastic, so it's gonna fly that way for a very long time. And right now it is flying so good. That is the flight of an eagle that I want. It's so perfect. Millennium, you've done it. Great disc, great mold. I don't know if it's different than the eagle mold, but I know how Innova likes to add 3, the number 3, to a lot of their flat top discs. So you have like the Rock and the Rock 3, because the Rock 3 is supposed to be flatter on top. You have the Mako 3, the T-Bird 3, the TL, the TL3. I know it's made by Millennium, but if it was made by Innova, this would probably be like the Eagle 3. I don't know if any of you guys watch Foundation Disc Golf, but a year or 2 ago, Hunter Thomas on there was throwing a Comet, and he kept calling it the People's Buzz. You know what this is? The Vela is the people's eagle. If you have a little bit of a slower arm speed, you're going to get kind of that new eagle flight from somebody that's faster. And if you have a faster arm speed, you're going to get that seasoned in eagle that is absolutely money. So one more backhand drive. We'll see how I'm feeling after that. This heat might get to me and I might stop after this. And now I'm out of breath. Let's compose ourselves and let's forget about the Mando sign. We're going for max distance. Let's see if we can put this Vela over 400. If you have a little bit of a slower arm speed, the Vela is probably going to fly similar to this. Minus the brush. If you have a faster arm speed, the Vela might fly similar to this. And if you're somewhere in the middle, the Vela is going to fly something like this. Now I got it out of a U-spin, but it's basically brand new. It's been thrown a couple of times, but you can tell when a disc still has its integrity. I need to buy more Velas. I know in a previous video I talked about how the Solar Death Ray is the closest disc that I found to flying like an Innova Eagle. 100% not the case anymore. The Vela is the disc I've been looking for so long. I can't believe there was one just chilling in a used bin. I'm so happy right now. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna cross out the number that was already in the disc and I'm gonna write my number in it and it is going straight into my bag. One more hole. I want to see the forehand fly. Apparently if I'm on a forehand hole that's like 300 to 350-ish, 350 might be pushing it. Probably reaching for either this Barsby Eagle or this orange and pink Eagle. Anything shorter, I'm throwing a pyro. Anything further, I'm throwing a PD, or I'm disking up to a time lapse. As far as you want to go pretty straight but still have some integrity and to finish, that's what I'm reaching for. So, I'm gonna throw the Barsby Eagle, then going to throw this Eagle, and I might even have to flex it, and then we'll see. Let's see if we can actually see what a Vela does on a forehand. That one's pretty straight. You put on just the babiest of hyzers, it'll flip up to flat because of the star plastic, and then it'll ride pretty straight, and then it'll fade off. This disc, on the other hand, whenever I buy my Eagles, whenever I get them into super flat, they're like a 7-speed Firebird almost. So they're pretty beefy. And that was a chopped over angle. Let's see, because I'm legitimately curious what this does if I throw it pretty much flat. What's it gonna do? Oh, that's perfect. Okay, if you haven't thrown a Vela, go pick up a Vela if you can somehow manage to get your hands on one. Vela's amazing. If you like a T-Bird, if you like an Eagle, and you want something that's gonna be a little bit more user-friendly, just straight out of the box, even in champion plastic, the Vela is what's gonna steer you in the right direction. It's amazing, and I'm putting that one directly into my bag as soon as I get back to my car. If you enjoyed content like this, make sure to like the video. If you want to see something new, make sure to comment all that down below, and make sure to subscribe for all the special giveaways for the subscribers only. And as soon as stuff drops, you'll get to see it. Until next time, see you out on the course.